Here is a fully written, long, emotional, well-paced story crafted specifically for an 11-minute 30-second YouTube narration, starting with a strong hook that grabs viewers instantly and motivates them to like and subscribe. No headings, just flowing paragraphs. You're not going to believe what you're about to hear, because when this young Filipino singer stepped onto the Ireland's Got Talent stage, even the judges, who have heard thousands of voices, were left staring at each other in complete shock. If you're watching this right now, make sure you hit the like button because this story deserves to be heard, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss moments like this again. The studio lights dimmed, and the audience buzzed with curiosity as a shy 22-year-old Filipino named Marco de la Cruz walked out. He clutched the microphone a little too tightly, trying to steady his trembling hands. He wasn't flashy. No fancy clothes. Just a simple black jacket, neatly combed hair, and eyes that held years of quiet struggles. The judges glanced down at their notes, expecting another nervous performer who might give a decent attempt. But none of them knew what was about to happen. Marco had grown up in Cebu, raised by a single mother who worked double shifts in a small cafeteria. Their house wasn't much, just thin wooden walls, a corrugated roof, and an old radio that crackled every night with the music of Elvis Presley. That radio was the one thing his father left behind when he disappeared from their lives years ago. And for Marco, Elvis wasn't just a legend, he was the sound of home, of family, of every tear and every hope wrapped into one voice. For years, Marco listened quietly, learning the tone, the breath, the smooth swagger of Elvis without ever telling anyone. He dreamed of singing on a big stage one day, but dreams felt expensive, too expensive for someone who needed to help his mother pay rent and buy groceries. So he sang in secret, late at night, when everyone was asleep. He whispered his goals to a sky that rarely answered. Then one ordinary afternoon, everything changed. Marco was working as a cleaner in a small Dublin cafe when the owner overheard him humming while wiping tables. She froze, listening carefully, then rushed over and begged him to sing properly. When Marco finally did, the owner stood there in shock, like she was staring at a hidden treasure. She immediately pushed him to audition for Ireland's Got Talent. Marco didn't think he deserved such a chance, but she insisted, even paying for his bus fare to the audition. And now here he was. On the biggest stage of his life. Under the brightest lights. In front of the harshest critics. His mother was watching from home, praying he wouldn't freeze. One judge leaned forward and asked, "So, what makes you different?" Marco swallowed hard and said softly, "I'm here, because I want to give my mom a better life." His voice cracked just a little. The audience softened. The music started, a slow, soulful intro of Can't Help Falling in Love. But right before he began, he closed his eyes and whispered under his breath, "For you, Ma." Then the first note came out. Deep. Smooth. Rich. A voice that didn't just imitate Elvis, it felt like Elvis. It carried weight. Pain. Power. The audience gasped. One judge's eyebrows flew up before she covered her mouth with both hands. Another leaned all the way back in his chair as if someone had just punched him with sound. Marco didn't move much. He didn't need to. His voice did everything. It filled the room like warm thunder, subtle but shaking people to their core. The cameraman zoomed in on the judges, capturing their stunned faces. One whispered, This is impossible." Halfway through the song, something shifted. Marco wasn't just singing anymore, he was releasing years of fear, loneliness, and longing. Every lyric carried his mother's hardships, his father's memory, the old radio that kept him company on sleepless nights. People in the audience wiped their eyes. Even the judges were blinking a little too quickly. Then came the big note. The one no one expected. Marco stepped forward, lifted his chin, and delivered a soaring, flawless note that made the entire theater erupt. The crowd exploded into cheers. The judges jumped to their feet before the song even ended. It was one of those rare moments when time stopped and everyone knew they were witnessing something they might never see again. When the final note faded, Marco lowered the microphone, shaking, overwhelmed. For 2 seconds, there was silence. Then the entire building rose to its feet. A standing ovation that felt endless. Marco's eyes filled with tears as he covered his mouth in disbelief. One judge finally spoke, her voice trembling. "Marco. I don't say this often, but you are a gift. Not just to this show. Not just to Ireland. You're a gift to the world." Another judge added, "You didn't just sing Elvis. You made us feel Elvis again." And then the unthinkable happened. A judge slammed the golden buzzer. Gold confetti rained from the ceiling. Marco collapsed to his knees, crying into his hands as the judges rushed to hug him. Thousands of people screamed his name. Back in Cebu, his mother burst into tears, whispering, "Anak, you did it." But the best part came backstage. Marco got a message from his father, someone he hadn't heard from in years. The message read, "I saw your performance. I'm sorry. I'm proud of you. Can we talk?" Marco didn't know what the future held, but for the first time in a long time, he felt whole. His story became an anthem, proof that talent can come from the humblest places, that dreams survive even when life tries to bury them, and that one voice, one moment, can change everything. So before you scroll away, remember this. If Marco, a quiet kid from Cebu who cleaned tables for a living, could step onto a foreign stage and shock the world, then maybe your dream is still waiting for you too. Don't give up. Don't stop. Your moment could be right around the corner. And if this story inspired you even a little, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this with someone who needs hope today. The world needs more stories like Marco's, and you can help spread them. If you'd like, I can also create image prompts, SEO tags, titles, or shorts captions for this story.